Hello guys, it's Monday and I thought I'd go around a few charity shops. Just packed up all the sales over the weekend, which I'll go through at the end of the video. But the main reason I've came out to this area is there's quite a few little things in the auctions to show on tomorrow. Some interesting things, so I'm going to have a look today because it's viewing day, whether or not to go for them. Obviously it depends on condition, but yeah, some charity shops around here as well, so might as well go and have a look, see if there's anything that I can pick up. £3 each, but people are trying to sell them for 20 quid, but there's no sales on it, so it's not really worth getting. If there was sales on it, definitely buy them, because look how many there is. Did you come from there yourself, or?
Well,
Yeah.
my dad and my mum are both.
So, you saw the Count Duckler DVD box set. It's been in there now for a couple of weeks and it's still 25 quid. Yes, it's worth that. It sells for about 40 to 45 pound. I asked them if there's any leeway and they said no. They didn't even say, yeah, okay, then you can have it for a £5 off or anything. They didn't even ask. And you know what they said? Well, if it doesn't sell here, we'll just sell it on eBay, because that's what it sells on eBay. You think a charity shop would just want quick money, wouldn't you? But obviously not. But I did get a pair of Clark's leather sandals in the other shop. They'll sell for about 30 quid. They're really nice ones. They had a couple of Gucci bags in there. Absolutely wrecked though. Proper ones, really nice. They wanted like 120 quid for it. It's got ink in it and everything. It's not worth it. So, blame the bill. They want £10 for it. There's parts missing. With the parts missing, they only seem to sell for around that price anyway, so it's absolutely worthless for me to get. Some will play my bill, are worth lots, but this is not, because there's nothing really there except for a bit of a scene and a few figures, but yeah, that is way too overpriced. If it was all there, you're looking around 40, 50 quid. I'm not going to even say anything. Yeah. I'm just going to walk away. This is where I picked up that Harry Potter book. We're going to have a look if there is any.
Good to go, because I want to go.
Can't see any. Oh, look at this little vintage, like, pull along donkey or something like that. Push along ride on donkey. £15. Is it got a make? It's got a label. Just checked up. They usually sell for around £40, but I don't know. It's there's not many sold, so I'm gonna leave it. Only one thing picked up around the charity shops around here, so pretty poor. But it's time to go into the auction and have a look at a few things that I'm interested in, and I might actually put some bids in tomorrow. This is one of the things I'm interested in. World Cup 74 book. It's complete. There's no Pelly in here. He must have.
Well, no, but I can.
He must have not been around in 1974 then. There's no England as well. Did they not qualify? But somebody sold one of these for £110 complete, so it'd be quite interesting to see what that goes for. Also, I'm interested in this. It doesn't say if it works or not, so that's a risk, but when you've got a box like this, usually it might work. It probably will work because they've looked after it, they've kept the box. Solds are looking around the 50 quid mark, so it all depends on how much it sells for, because obviously you have to put commission on top of whatever you bid on. But maybe 10 quid, 15 quid, and I might go for it. I don't know. Next item I'm definitely interested in is this. It's a 607 hi-fi system. The full works, everything's there. 3 controllers. Yeah. One I sold for I think £500. So I don't know if it works. That's the only trouble. They don't test them. So, but all the wires look like they're there. So I think this will go for quite a lot of money because people know how much this is worth. But we'll see tomorrow how much it goes for. You see all the things on the floor here. These are things that usually go for quite cheap. And there's a pair of hunter boots there with another pair of wellies. I mean, that might go for cheap. Also, a load. Oh, they're empty boxes. That's a shame. But yeah, some alright stuff. Is this a retro skateboard? Newport. Looks like one, doesn't it? Newport, made in the USA. That could be worth a little bit. So we're back home now. Bit more upbeat. The hangover is finally gone. Wow, that is the last time. I am not going out anywhere again. So that is it. It's not worth it. Spend way too much money as well. But yeah, I did pick up a few things. I didn't film it when I picked up my lad, so I'm going to show you them as well, and then I'll show you sort of my highlights of last week's sales. I'm not going to do like weekly sales, weekend sales. I find them really boring. I really do. I don't enjoy filming them. I don't enjoy editing because there's a lot of work in editing. You don't realize how much you have to do behind the scenes, you know, retakes, and yeah, putting up the pictures in the corners and stuff like that. It's just time consuming, and in all fairness, they don't do as well. Car boots are definitely the ones that everybody likes watching, and charity shops on like weird like buys or mega buys, you know. So yeah, gonna do like some highlights, you know, the best sales of last week, and then I'll just tell you roughly how much I made in profit and how many sales. Just instead of having a massive long video for 30 minutes, me going basically through everything I sold. What's the point? No one cares. At the first charity shops, I picked up them sandals, which are quite nice sandals actually. They're like proper granddad sandals, and they are in very good condition. I don't think they're really being worn that much at all. Clarks, I don't usually buy Clark stuff because I just don't know why. I should be, because Clarks are expensive. These are really, really nice. I am looking for some sandals from, obviously for me. I want some Crocs because I just feel like they're a bit more, they won't fall off my feet. I cannot walk in these sort of things, and I would not be seen dead in them, you know, so I have still got some street cred. But yeah, these are really nice. You're looking around 30, maybe £40 for these. It's a time to get sandals. So if you're going to get sandals now, get them, because obviously people are going to start wearing them when we do finally have some nice weather. But also around that area, I always take some of these. These are from Savers, and yeah, they're always outside in a big like basket. I use these for packing, you know, so when you've got like maybe fragile items and stuff like that, you just screw them up and put them around, you know, pack it out a bit, make it more like safer when you're posting things. But I always grab a few. I don't grab loads, but grab a few because I don't see anybody picking these up. I think I'm the only one that actually ever picks them up. But yeah, that's for packing. I went to pick my son up. I picked up a lovely thing, and I only picked it up because it was £2.50, and look at that, a vintage Winnie the Pooh. It's been stitched. I don't know if it's handmade. It's got a pillow in it, new pillow, so obviously I'll just sell it like that. But it's lovely because it's got on the back as well. I know the woman does watch my videos now, so yeah, it's very nice. And I haven't got a clue how much it's worth. It could be worth anything. It's not going to be worth like hundreds of pounds because it's a pillow, you know. But I need to do a bit more research. Oh, it has got a label in it, so 100% cotton, and that's it. It could be from anywhere. It could be from any era. By the look of it, it looks, I would say, maybe early 2000s, I would say, maybe. It's official Disney as well, though, so I'll have to have a look. But it is all hand-stitched. Well, meant to look hand-stitched. It might be from actual Disneyland itself, you don't know. But really nice, £2.50. I don't know how much this is going to be worth, but I just think it's really, really nice. Also, they had a bit of designer stuff, and I had to check if it was real. And I have just sold one of these today, but obviously a normal version, same colour, and it's a Barber Gillet, or Gillet if you're common. And I had to have a look at it to see if it was real. By all the stitching, always check the stitching on these sort of things. If anything's wonky, then yeah, it's not going to be real. I looked at all the stitching and it's all fine. It's very, very similar to my other one. It's also got the labels in there as well. So yeah, and yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. It's a woman because it's got size 16. So yeah, it should fly out. There's no reason why it shouldn't. It's just basically like a quilted gilet, you know, for £5. There's no reason why that won't sell for 20 to 25 quid. So that was it. Yeah, not much. I wasn't really going out to go around the charity shops. It was all to do with the auction because, wow, some of them things at that auction tomorrow could potentially get me a lot of money. Of course, other people will know about that Sony stereo system. Yeah, it could be worth about 500 quid. If I sell it all together, it's one I sold for around 500 quid. Also, you did see that skateboard. I did have a bit of a look after, and it's a retro skateboard. You're looking around 40 to 60 quid. But let's get on with the sales of last week. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my black book out. This is tells you everything what I sold and what I paid for it and all that stuff. eBay's still, it's getting better. I'm not saying it's still brilliant, but what I am finding is a lot of my old stock, it seems to be going. Right at the end of June, early July, I'm doing a car boot. I'm just going to get rid of a load of stuff. Anything that's 6 months old, I'm going to take with me and I'm going to just sell it. Right, I'm going to try and make a little bit more money out of it, or try and get my money back because it's dead stock. It's not selling, so I'm just going to get my money back. Saying that, no one likes buying anything for more than £1 at car boot. Me, myself as well. So I'm going to go through some of the sales and what sold. So on Monday, I wasn't really selling much. It wasn't much in big profits. It was a lot of like 10 quid to 20 quid. Probably the highlight of the day was my Star Wars R2-D2 Micro Machine. I think I mentioned it last week. Yeah, sold it for $14.99. Everything's free. Everything's pure profit. So I have done really well with that. I'm going to do a video about it all. When I've sold it all, or close to selling it all, I'm going to do a video about that. Just to tell you how much I've actually made from that. Because I did say I potentially could make over £1,000. And yeah, it's selling. Bits and bobs are selling, so it's doing all right. On Tuesday, I actually had 8 sales. But like, then again, it's all bits and bobs. I sold the Desperate Dan t-shirt, which I had ages ago. It's a 1980s one. It's really cool. And there's just no others. And people just wanted to buy it for hardly nothing. In the end of the day, I had to sell it because it was just lagging around. It's worth a lot more than what I sold it for. I only sold it for 20 quid, but I only paid £1. So it's not like, you know, I've spent a load of money on it. I did do quite well on one of my comics. I sold one of the better ones for 13 quid. They are free now. And I have got a return coming. I sold this ugly pug. It farts and burps and everything. I picked it up for 50p at a car boot. I sold it for £9.99 on Tuesday, but she messaged yesterday saying it doesn't work. Really disappointing. Bad experience through eBay. And I'm thinking it does work because my son wanted it. I just thought it was hilarious. I couldn't stop playing with it for ages because it just farts forever. So I said to her, okay then, but you know what, when I do get it back, I'm gonna send a video of it working, because it did work. Wednesday I only had 3 sales. I mean, but one of the sales which made the whole week was one of the Micro Machines bundles, the big ones sold. I've got them all on for £120, and there's like 40 plus little men and about 35 or more military vehicles. Somebody gave me an offer for £95. I was umming and ahhing. I didn't know if I was going to take it, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to sell it. So I sold it for £95. This is the one where I said, if any of the big ones sell, I'm going to take off what I paid for the Micro Machines. So I paid £22.50 for these Micro Machines. So I took it off this one. Now, everything else, any of the ones before, I said it was free. So that is pure profit. The fees and all that, I made £55 and 13p off that one. Absolutely brilliant. And I've still got 2 more of them and a hell of a lot more. So yeah, I only sold 3 things, but I made £81 on that day in profit. Yeah, weird. That swim fin shark floating thing with a backpack, what I bought the week before, a car boot, that went for £20. If you do see them, just get them. I knew it'd sell quickly. On Thursday, 3 sales again. So you can see eBay's a bit weird. It seems to be like it's still not performing as well. Friday was a poor day. £5 and 32p in profit. 2 sales. I'm not even going to talk about what they are, because what is the point, you know? But it was old stock, so I'm glad I got rid of it, because they was going to the car boot, and I know for a fact no one would have bought them for what prices they did go for. You know, they'd be wanting the things for like 50p. So I'm glad I got rid of them. So yeah, but £5.32. Luckily, the weekend made up for it. Obviously, it was payday for some people, and I had a lot of sales. I had 8 sales on Saturday and 5 sales on Sunday. On the Saturday, even though I had 8 sales, there wasn't that much profit. Just under 50 quid. A lot of dead stock, new stuff that wasn't worth very much. So it wasn't like I was making a lot of money. It's just bits and bobs. More Micro Machines, which obviously made me £7.98, which means it's a good thing. I sold one of the Care Bears. So if you're watching, I sold one of your Care Bears for £9.99. Probably the best sale of that day was the Weakest Link board game. It's an electronical one from when Anne Robinson did it. That sold for 13 quid. And yeah, I only paid 50p for it. So I like stuff like that. I think why my profits are not as high is Vinted has just turned into like eBay. It's gone non-existent. I've had 1 sale, I think, all week on Vinted. It's gone completely dead. The actual app itself, it doesn't seem to work like it used to do. It seems to be very hard to load up. Like today I had technical difficulties and I don't know why. But yeah, it's just been quite bad. The best day of the week was yesterday, and it's because I made £119 in profit. Reason being is the thumbnail. I sold that DS that I bought at the car boot on Saturday. Somebody's bought it for £65.99. A lot of interest in this. I think it's because of the colour. Very rare colour, and it was immaculate. I had people saying, is this immaculate? And I went, yes, it is. I could not find a scratch on it, and it's very rare to have one of these without those scratches on. Yeah, I paid £15 for it. Yeah, so after fees and all that lot, I made 43 quid. Also, what I have not shown you, it wasn't on films or cameras or anything, was I picked up a Sony Handycam from a charity shop. It's the same place where I got this, and this is now on. I think I put him on for about 60 something pound, because there's none on there like this. And you know what, I put it on there because I do actually want to keep him myself. I think he's just cute, isn't he? But yeah, £65 I think I've got it on for. But yeah, I got it from the same charity shop as that. And they wanted £25 for it. I tried to say, is there any leeway? Can you knock a bit off? Because they didn't test it. So they said, if it doesn't work, let's just bring it back. So I went, okay. Absolutely perfect. Like the DS, it was spotless. It was immaculate. There was no scratches on it at all. It had 2 batteries, which are both Sony. It had a anti leather case, which probably worth about 20 quid itself if I wanted to sell it. It had 3 tapes. It had obviously the charging kit and all that stuff. It was really good. I saw sales going for anything between £65 to £80, and I was thinking that's just with the camera. I had a lot more, so I had put it on for £90. Somebody came in and made a bid for £84, and I went, yep, you can have it. So after fees, I made £46. Obviously, a big chunk of it was what I paid for it, but yeah. Definitely look out for Handycams, especially anything Sony, sells, because Sony is such a good make. But my favourite sale of the week is none of the micro machines, none of any of these things I just talked about. I've sold the Disney figures. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I bought a bundle of Toy Story figures. Buzz, Bullseye, obviously the horse, Woody, and Rex, the T-Rex. And it had the name of the girl who obviously was selling them. Her name was Lily. And I said, I can't separate these because it reminds me of the film. And I thought, yeah, I can't sell them separately. I could have made a lot more money because Rex sells for £20. I've sold loads of them. They sell very easy and quick. I could have sold them separately and probably made about 65 maybe pound if I sold them all separately. But I couldn't because they've all got her name on, and it's just like the film. I wanted to sell them as a bundle. I don't know what's going to happen with them because it could be just somebody reselling them because they know how much they're worth. For these figures, I paid 10 quid. So for me to sell these, I needed to make a profit. So I thought, I don't want to put them too high because if I put them up as individually, you might as well just buy the figures individually. So I tried to put a price on what I thought would be fair, but also it's too good not to have. So I put them on for £35 and obviously somebody bought them. I only made £16 profit, but I just felt like it was something good that they've got on to hopefully a new family like in the Toy Story film, and yeah, they won't get separated. I'll be so gutted if they are getting separated, but you know what? At least I did my end of the bargain and I kept them together. Anyway, this week I sold 35 items and yeah, I made around £432. So a bit lower than last week. I made about 500 and something last week, but it's been a weird week. I don't think eBay is up and running still. It's performing a lot better than last time, but Vinted has knocked down my sales in profit. There is maybe a reason I haven't listed anything on Vinted this week, and maybe there might be an algorithm with Vinted as well. Because I've just been trying to get eBay back where it was, because obviously I make more money on eBay than anywhere else. That is where I make all my sales and make the money. And I've just been blasting it, basically hitting eBay as much as possible with obviously listing, changing things, putting things on auction, and it's working. But I think I need to focus now on Vinted as well, because Vinted is great when you sell something, because obviously you're going to make more money. But yeah, it's one of them. It was a good week, you know. Still over £400, which I'm well and truly happy about. But also over the weekend I had an email off a company who want to send me their brand new item, which I've already got. They said it's going to be anything between 10 to 15 days to come. So yeah, I've got to do a whole video on that, and there's going to be links to it and everything. So yeah, I'm getting it absolutely free. So you'll have to just wait for that. But I'm excited because that means I can sell my other one, and I've got a new toy, and yeah, gonna make a few £100 selling my old one. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, leave a comment down in the box. Tell me how your weekend was. Did you do some sales or not? And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully with me buying some stuff from that auction.